Okay, just got back from our Thanksgiving vacation, starting of December. So in my mind, we're starting a new year. But before I tell you the four stocks that I think are the best stocks that you need to own today for my projection of what's going to happen in 2026, I want to give some credibility for what I'm doing. And first of all, I think the best way to explain that is, what is Best of Us Investors all about? Well, I'm a fundamentalist. I believe that you buy a company based upon its ability to generate earnings at a continuing accelerating rate, and you will be rewarded with that increase in earnings with an increase in stock price. So I'm looking for growth stocks, and right now a lot of the growth is wrapped around one way or another around AI. So what I did was I took Jensen Huang's cue of about a year and a half ago and said that I was going to have an AI agent, and I went ahead and built one. And I worked on her, Samantha, that's what I call her, for about 6 months. And then in May of this year, of 2025, I gave her $688,000 and said, okay, with my help, I want you, Samantha, to respond to the prompt that I give you that is going to be built around what I believe a growth stock is, a stock that is growing its revenues exponentially, improving its operating margins, and thus then growing its earnings, which will translate based on its PE ratio, an increase in stock price. And I expect it to increase at a rate in excess of 25% per year over the next 3 years. And that will give me a double at the end of 3 years. Well, as a result of that, we put that 688,000 up May the 1st. We finished November with 1,525,000, which works out to be about 124%. So we actually more than doubled our money in 6 months. So now November was down. We were down around 14%. So now we're starting over. And what I'm looking at is, what are the best stocks for the coming year? But first, let's look at what were the stocks that gave us this kind of return. Well, they were IREN, I-R-E-N. It gave us 348% return. Credo, 239. Applied Digital, 206. And Broadcom, 138. Those were my top four stocks for last year. So now let's look at what we see are top four stocks for next year. And that is Applied Digital, we think will give us, 80%, Skywater, 71%, QXO, 91%, and CoreWeave, 61%. So those are the best stocks that I think I see right now for returns next year. Now, what's important is you know the tickers, but you don't know a damn thing about the stocks. Okay, and do not ever buy anything if you don't know what they do and you don't know what they're going to do over the period of time you're going to hold them, and substantiate that. So what I do then is I take my prompt, a 4-page prompt, and I give it to Samantha, and she does a total financial analysis. She looks at the income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flow statement, the history of the executives, the debt ratio, the solvency, all the elements that I know are a part of a growth stock. And then I have them project for me based on that information and the knowledge we have of their competition and their PE ratios and their PEG ratios. What's the stock going to be over the next 3 years? This is what it's going to be over the next year, because these are the four best stocks that I feel that I have in my portfolio to get me an 80% return, a 71, a 91, and a 61% over the next 12 months. So that's how we do it. Now, what I want you to do is to go to my website, or go to the link in the description, follow it to the website, and take the 14-day free trial. And then I'll show you here where you click so that you can learn from Samantha and Bard what each of these stocks are and why they think they're going to hit those numbers. So let me show you where you go on the website to find that. Now, what I want you to do is come to my website and just sign up for the 14-day free trial. Make your way to Kerry's tell sheet. It'll be obvious where you go to. And I want you to come and take a look at the stocks that I'm reviewing. And let's today, just so you understand, let's look at QXO, currently selling at $18.73. And as I say, my research says it's going to finish 2027 or it's going to start 2027, January of 20, at $35, which would give you a gain of 86% from today's price on January of 2027. 2028, it'll be $40. Again, this is based on Samantha's analysis. And then in January of 2029, it'll be 45, and that'll give you a total gain from today's price of 140%, with a confidence level of 80% and a risk level of 33. So what I want you to do then is click on this, and this is going to bring up this. Let me put that up so it's easier to see. That's going to bring up this icon, and I want you to click on that, and that's going to take you to a podcast that Samantha and Bart have put together, and they're going to explain to you exactly what the stock is.
Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission today is pretty laser focused. We're doing a high stakes analysis requested by Kerry, the founder of Best of Us Investors. We've been tasked with reviewing the full report on QXO Inc. and checking everything, the data, the vision, the models. And the ultimate question we need to answer for you is this: does QXO have a credible path to delivering a return of over 100% in the next 3 years?
Exactly.
A double bagger by January 2029?
That's the goal. And this whole deep dive, it's based on the professional analysis done by our AI research agents, Samantha and Bard. They just finalized their review. And their initial finding is it's compelling, but it's also cautious.
How so?
QXO has, almost astronomical upside potential. A lot of that is fueled by Brad Jacobs' vision.
Yeah.
But that 100% ROI target, it is far from a guarantee, even with the market being so bullish.
Okay, that's the best I can do for you. My objective is to grow millionaires. Okay, Wall Street has known how to do this for years, and they basically keep that information locked up in their glass towers in New York City that are 50 stories high and house 46,000 people that they pay extraordinarily good wages to. The executives make millions of dollars and have wonderful retirement plans and fly around in Learjets because they know how to do this, because they have had access to all the financials of all the companies for years, and they pay these analysts $500,000 a year with a bonus package on it. And so they've had this so that they can support their lifestyle, but they don't make it available to us until today. And they aren't making it available to us. It's the internet. It's the internet that has given me access to their balance sheets, to their income statements, to every facet of their business for the last 10 years. And from that, first of all, I can determine what Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and Meta and NVIDIA look like through their infancy, their adolescence, and then their maturity. And all I got to do is find an infant that looked like NVIDIA 6 years ago. It's that simple. But you got to know where to go to get the data and the questions to ask, and then how to organize it and interpret it. And that's why from May to November, we were up 124%. Do I believe from December to May or from November to May we'll be up another 128%? No, I don't. I think we'll be up more like 100%. But just do the math. If multiply what you got by and double it every 6 months, and you'll figure it out. You can retire a lot earlier than you thought, or like what my tribe members have realized, you can change your life. You can change your life to something you never dreamt was possible because you didn't have the insight that Wall Street has. They've been playing a game with us. It's read Andrew Ross Sorkin's book 1929. I on our trip I listened to it. They've been scamming us forever, okay? And now it's time to level the playing field and say, I know how to do that. I don't want to be your victim anymore. No, I don't want to be your victim. I'm going to run my own show. And there are businesses that are going to give extraordinarily return, and they'll give you extraordinary returns. Just like Iran, 348%. Credo, what was it? 239. Even Broadcom, 138%. These are achievable numbers because we did it just 6 months ago. Come join the tribe. Be a part of the new way to invest. I don't let this go by.